My name is Aka Frank Cedric Nzi from Côte d'Ivoire or Ivory Coast. I am a Yarumal Missionaries. Now I'm on a mission here in Kenya. Recently, the regional council requested me to be the vocational director. Now, and also to work with Father Benedict, director in the formation team. The Yarumal Missionaries are a community like the other one, founded in Colombia by Monsignor Miguel Angel Builes. Builes was a diocesan bishop from Santa Rosa. It's a diocese there in Colombia, just close to Yarumal, where especially we were founded there. So he was the one who founded our community with some priests of his diocese. He took them to come to form the seminary because he was requested by the other bishop of Colombia to form a seminary which is going to form a priest to send them to another mission or another parishes to help there. But his idea now, when he was founding that community, is to send those priests, those brothers, to go on the other borders to preach the gospel of God. Because it was let us say a meeting for a mission there in Colombia with all the bishops. So the bishop requests Builes to found a seminary where we are going to have our brothers who can help. The first idea was to help another mission where we don't have a priest there in Colombia. But now creating that community, he decided that the brothers, in fact, will help also in Colombia, but they will go also the other parts, I mean, all the world to also evangelize the other people there. For example, he was thinking to Africa, China, Japan, all these countries which need a missionary to be evangelized there. I want to give the specific example here in Kenya. The idea is, for example, not to only preach the gospel of God. The idea is also to share to the people how God can manifest himself close to them. For example, here in Kenya, a part of preaching the gospel of God, we are also making, for example, helping people to develop their places. We are helping to build schools. We also bring the student to school, for example, to go to the university in Nairobi, to have that opportunity to help them to develop their place. Like that, we can also, through this one, also share how God is close to them. Our charism, or let's just say the essence of the Yarumal Missionaries, is the first evangelization. To go in a remote place where people not yet hear about Jesus Christ, or they don't know the gospel of Jesus Christ. That is a bit what we are doing. Is for that you can see generally the Yarumal Missionaries, they are few in a city, in a big city. We are always, for example, in the north, in a faraway places. For example, now we are working in Samburu. So people can ask, why are you working there? Because our charism send us to work in that place. It's for that in our process of formation, we are also that part of enculturation to teach to our seminarian or to give them the tools to enter let us say, in an easy way in that culture. For example, we have, let us say, a step or a different moment. For example, if you arrive in the first place, first of all, you have to observe. You have to say how people are working, how people are making their things, the culture, whatever. We are also to learn the language. Because without language, you cannot communicate with the people. And especially, for example, in Samburu, people are not speaking English. It's very few people who are speaking English there. So even Kiswahili is very few. People are speaking more Samburu than the other language. So you have to learn. So we give an opportunity to our seminarian or to our missionaries to learn, to observe, to learn, and also when they are ready now, we can see that that missionary or that seminarian are ready. We can even now put him in a reality where we are. So we prepare them. We have a step in during the time of formation to prepare our seminarian or our missionary when he's come to a new community or a new culture to enter easily in that culture. The challenges, we have so many challenges. We are, first of all, the one we are now suffering about, that, if you can say like that, is the personal. You know, for example, in South America, now we have a few vocations. That is our big challenges we have now. Our big challenge we have now in our institute. We have a few vocations, but thanks be to God, now with the new team we have there, people are trying, let us say pole pole, to bring again the young men, to teach them how the way, how it's sweet to be in the seminary, or to give their life to serve God, or to preach, or to announce the gospel of God. Apart of that, we have different challenges. We have, for example, now our missionaries are a bit old, so we need also the young men to come also to take the work that they were doing to continue. So that is the most of the challenge. We have many. We cannot see all the challenges we have here, but the most we have now is a vocation. Okay, is, I can say the call is an experience, a personal experience. So the guys, for example, who is watching us now, he have to listen. First of all, he have to listen. He have to listen. He have to have a open heart, open mind, to see. God, I was telling yesterday, I was telling you, for example, God never going to appear like that to say, my dear brother, I'm calling you. He will pass through another person, a simple things, a simple act, a simple action. Maybe you are doing something and you can feel, for example, okay, what I'm doing now, I can feel the call of God through this one. So that one can encourage me to give my life. Or, for example, you are there, you feel that you want to do something, or you want to give your life, you want to do, you want to serve God, but maybe with the religious life, maybe with another thing. So it's an experience, it's a personal experience. Because we cannot say we have a key, something like that, to say, okay, if you follow that one can be your call of God. But each one of us have his own experience. So what I want to invite those people is to listen, first of all. To listen, to have a time of silence. You know, in our society now, we don't like the silence. We have a time of silence to hear the voice of God. God, He will call us, He will talk us through our heart and through this silence. What kind? Okay. It depends, because, for example, each let us say each director, or each VD, vocational director, has his way. For example, us as a Yarumal Missionaries, for example, we are looking in a different aspects in that discernment of the young man who come to us. For example, how the guy who is in front of us like, for example, to go to the mission. That is the first things. Do you like the mission? If you like the mission, okay, that is one of the aspects. The second one, do you like to be with the poor? Because now, for Pope Francis was invite us during his pontifical time to go to the periphery, to be with the poor. So as we are always there, so they are the good things. As a Yarumal missionaries, we are looking that one. Are you ready to dedicate your life to be with the mission and to be with the poor? That is the most of the element of the, let us say, the different steps we are looking in that way of discernment. The other one is, for example, the prayer. Because sometimes to sit there in the chapel in front of the Holy Sacrament in silence is not easy for all of us. It's not easy for all of us. So we are looking also the prayer. The way the candidate or the young man can be with the others. We were talking about the different countries where we are coming, how this guy can live in a community life with the others. So all these things are the elements which we are looking for to also help people to discern. But I was saying the different VD have their way. For example, the dioceses are different than the communities. So we try to balance to see a bit and to help the young men who are coming to us. As a Yarumal missionaries, we have our process is like the diocese, but it's a bit different. For example, the guy who want to join us come for what we call the come and see. So he just to come to see how in our community, can be in the seminary, can be in the mission. It depends. Here in Kenya, is because our mission is a bit far, so it's a bit a logistic things to bring the candidate there. But in fact, when he's joining, he have to go there. So he come to the come and see how as a Yarumal missionaries we are living. After that, if the candidate is accept, we send him now to a propedeutic here. So that propedeutic, he will have a time in the formation house to learn the community, to know about the four pillars we have. For example, the dimension, the community life, the spiritual life, the pastoral life, and the academic life. After that, he will go to the mission to have an experience there. So he will also, what we learn here, he will practice in there. After the propedeutic here, he will come now, especially here in Kenya, in our formation in Nairobi, he will come to study philosophy. It depends according to the country, according to the reality. For example, here in Kenya, we have some of our seminarians who are studying 3 years, who are studying only 2 years. So it depends. It depends. So, but generally, it's 3 years of philosophy. After philosophy, if now the community, I mean your formators here in Kenya and the general council there in Colombia, they see you are apt, so they invite you to go to the novitiate. The novitiate general, as we have as a Yarumal missionaries, we have an international novitiate. Our novitiate is not here in Kenya, is there in Colombia. So the seminarian have to go to Colombia to do the novitiate there. Now, the novitiate, before to start the novitiate, you have to learn the language. That is very, very important. So we give one here, one fully here for the candidate to learn the language, not only the language, but also the culture, to learn the language and the culture. So after the language, you now start the novitiate. Novitiate is 1 year. After 1 year novitiate, he will profess. He will make his first profession. He will now become a Yarumal missionaries officially. It means, when you say, for example, you see, Teddy Joseph MXY. When we put MXY, now you are from official member of that community. After that, you will go to a pastoral here. Can be 1 year, can be 2 years. It depends where you are going. For example, if you are going in a country where you have to learn again the language, can be 2 years. It will be 2 years. But if you are coming again back to Colombia, to Kenya, or you remain in South America, it will be easier, just 1 year. So it depends the place where you are going. After the pastoral here, you are now going to study theology. Theology also depends where you are going to study. But with the last chapter, the general chapter we have in our community, they say now all the new students are to go to Bolivia. So in Bolivia, they will study 4 years of theology. But I heard now they say we have a new university there that they are studying 3 years. So it depends. After the 3 years of theology or 4 years of theology, now the General Council accept the demand of the seminarian to be ordained as a deacon. After deacon, he will have 6 months of, let us say, pastoral as a deacon. And after that, now he will come to the priesthood ordination. The difference is, for example, a community, we are going to, for example, to learn the saints patron. We are going also to learn the constitution, because each community has its constitution. So we have to learn the constitution. We are also to learn the founder, the mentality, the way he was thinking to the community. We are also to learn that one. We have the charism, you see. Each community has is different charism. For example, us, we are just in first evangelization. We have, for example, another community that they are there only to go to work in the hospital. So we are this one. In the dioceses, in the is different. For example, the guy who is going to enter there, he will remain there. He will remain in the diocese. As for example, our seminarian, our missionaries, they have to go out. So we teach them the different way, the community, how we are living, our founder, and the charism, and the different aspect of the community. That is a bit the difference we have between the diocesan and the one of the community. We, for us, because we are not, let us say, we are in a society, apostolic society. So as we are making, for example, we are making a profession, for example, we are not making like for example the pure religious. For them, they are okay. We can say we are all of us professing, but for us, for example, we are making in public because that one is very important. It's there in the constitution and also what the church say about that. The public in a public way, you have to profess the chastity, the poverty, and the obedience. That one we call the three evangelical counsel. For this one, but in human aspects, we have in our process of formation, we call a psychologist, for example, someone, a professional who knows very well how can help the candidate. Because for example, us, we are going to see the aspect of the formation, but those people, the professional, can know, for example, can tell us or help us in our process of formation of the guy. Can tell us, this guy have this one, this one, this one. Apart of that, we are also that we send the seminarian to have, for example, a spiritual director. That one is very important because sometimes can happen something in the seminary. I don't have someone, for example, I cannot talk with my brother. That is the reality of the seminary. For example, I cannot talk with my brother because maybe he's not going to keep the secret. So I am going to talk with my spiritual director. So we have this one. We have also the accompaniment. Sometimes by, let us say, per month, the formator can call the seminarian to discuss. That is something personally between the seminarian and the formator. So we discuss, we see how we can help this our brother going in this process of formation. Maybe you have a problem, you have a personal problem, you have something who can, let us say, block him in this process of formation. So we have all these elements. We have many, but generally is those one we are using. But we are also looking for another help outside as a professional can help us also to help the candidate of the seminary. The sacrifice we have many. We have many. First of all, you have to sacrifice your comfort. You have to sacrifice your comfort because it's not easy, for example, to go to sleep in a maniata. All of us, we have, for example, our beds. I want to sleep in a good bed, a very nice one. That when I down like that, I'm not going down there. So you have to sacrifice your comfort. You have also to sacrifice, for example, your food. You're talking about food because you are going out as a Yarumal Missionaries. You have to go out. So you have to sacrifice, for example, you have to eat. You don't like, but you have to eat because it's also, for example, I was there in Colombia. You have community there. If they give you the food, people they are serving the food like that. You have to eat. If you are not eating, people will be angry. They say, this missionary doesn't like my food. It's not because you don't like, because it's a lot, so you cannot eat all. But for them, you have at least to make the effort to eat. You have to sacrifice, for example, to be ready. Let us say to go out. To be ready to go out. You have to sacrifice many things, but those are the one generally, for example, as a missionaries, to sacrifice your let us say, to be far away of your parents, to be far away of your country, far away of your friends. You are just talking with them through WhatsApp, Messenger, Facebook, but you are not close to them. So that is the things that you have to sacrifice. It's for that we invite our seminary, the candidates. We tell them, are you ready? Are you ready to sacrifice all these things to serve Jesus Christ? So that is at least we have many things that you have to sacrifice. For example, I don't like something, but in the seminary, because it's an order, you have to follow that one. You have, for example, I don't like gideri, but I have to eat because it's there the food which the seminary provide for us. So that one is the things that you have to sacrifice. Your desire, what I want, what I like. I learn, for example, to have a moment of resting, not to work too much, not to go there dipping the things there in the chamber. But because I decide by my own and totally liberty, so I have to enter in that one. So those things invite me to sacrifice other things. Okay, one can be to have a brotherhood. You know, sometimes we are coming from a different country, but we are helping each other. For example, I'll give you the example of Steven Legada. I don't know Steven Legada. He's from Colombia. I met Steven Legada here when I reached here in Colombia, in Kenya. But because we are living in that under that brotherhood, we share together. We are working together. We drink beer together. We go to the beach together. So that one is also let us say the greatest joy we can have. Apart of that, we have let us say the small things, to travel, you got to know the world, to have an open mind, to see another reality there. Also, it's a good joy. But what I can say can be also one of the greatest joy we have is the happiness of your family. Your family, for example, when your mom see you, your father, all of them, they are there, they are seeing you. Even if you also, you are happy. That is the greatest joy that we can have also. Here in Kenya, we said the candidates have to be between 18 and 25 years old. That one we say that one. Now, for example, in our life, we have a late vocation. That one we call. So for next year, the year now which is coming, when we are going to open again a new application, we said for the later vocation can be between 28 and 30. So those, for example, but for example, can be a young man who was working. He was working. For example, he was working somewhere there. Now he decided to enter to the community to serve God. So he have to work. No, you see, no to spend time there doing. But okay, we have another condition, but that one we say. Now the man have to be for this year. We said we are going to open. Now, we already closed the last year, 2025, 2026. For 2026, 2027, we say it can be a Kenyan, but it can be also from another country, Uganda, Ethiopia, Sudan, all those countries. But especially in the East Africa country, because we cannot, let's say the distance, it will be difficult for us, for example, to go for another person who is living, for example, in Congo. It will be difficult. So we just take, here in Kenya, we just take those people who are around, just around. In Kenya, we say you have to have C plus, C plus, C plus and above, C plus. Now, for the 2026-2027, we say you have to have C plus. For those who are coming from another country, we say they have to have a document which prove that they are already finishing the secondary. Now they are maybe in the university or in the college. So now when they come with the document, we will see according to the university how if they can accept or no. It depends if the diploma that they have or the document they have can permit them to join the university. After that, you have to be baptized, receive the confirmation, and a good Christian. Feel free. No, just to joke, eh? No, we know that it's not easy to decide to go to give his life, to give himself there, because sometimes we have some perception. Say, they are in the seminary, they are treating badly the seminarian, they are making them working a lot. It's for that they don't come, but that one cannot stop the call of God in our life. So I want to say to the guy who are feeling that fearing, my friend, is normal. It's normal. But take courage. I want to give you an example. You said Jesus, before to die, he was also afraid. When he was there in the garden, he was afraid. They said the Bible said he went to pray until the sweating became blood. But he said, not my volunteer, not my desire, but the one of God. So if it's God who calling you, my friend, don't be afraid. Say yes. God will call you, we give you the tools, we give you the spirit, we give you the courage to go ahead in this life. I want to invite people to pray for us, because sometimes not only for the Yarumal missionaries, for all the community, for all the priests, for all the seminarians, because it's not easy. It's not easy our life, but we know with your prayers we can go ahead to pray for the missionaries or for the mission, or to have a candidate or to have a missionary in our community. Just pray. Just pray. Say in your room, from your room there, from your place, from your church, when you are going to mass, Lord, I pray to have a good missionary, especially for the Yarumal Missionaries, or for all the communities in the world. I also pray for my diocese to have also a good missionaries there, because the nature of the church is a mission, is to be a missionary. Now, you want to contact us? My number is here: 07 14 79 30 91, or you can just come to our formation house here in Rimpa Rongai. We have our rector here, Father Benedict, can receive you to help you also to join the community. We have also our website, Yarumal Missionaries Kenya Region, or .org, something like that. You just go there, you look, or you can also come to our regional house in South B. We are also people there who can help us also. Me, I'm living there in Kibera. We have our formation house for the theologian there. So we have different way how you can contact us.